Have you ever wondered why God placed the tree of knowledge in the Garden of Eden, knowing full well that Adam and Eve might eat from it? Was it a test? A trap? Or was there a much deeper, more profound reason behind it? Many people assume this tree was simply about obedience, but the truth is far more significant than you might think. In fact, understanding why this tree existed could completely change the way you see God's plan for humanity. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll have an answer that might surprise you. In the beginning, God created a perfect world. No death, no suffering, no sin, just harmony between God and His creation. In this paradise, He placed the first humans, Adam and Eve, in the Garden of Eden. And in the middle of that garden stood two trees: the tree of life, a symbol of eternal communion with God, and the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, the one tree they were forbidden to eat from. But why? If God is all-knowing, didn't He foresee what would happen? Why not remove the tree altogether? Most people think of the tree as a test of obedience, but what if I told you it was something even greater, an invitation to choose God freely? Think about it. Love without choice isn't love at all, it's programming. God didn't want robots, He wanted real relationships. The tree wasn't just a rule, it was a doorway to free will. By placing the tree in the garden, God gave Adam and Eve the ability to choose Him or reject Him. And that choice had eternal consequences. Enter the serpent, the deceiver. He approached Eve with a simple but deadly question. Did God really say? Notice his tactic. He didn't outright deny God's words, he twisted them just enough to plant doubt. He convinced Eve that eating the fruit would make her like God, knowing good and evil. But here's the irony. Adam and Eve were already made in God's image. They didn't need the fruit to become like Him, yet they ate. And in that moment, everything changed. Immediately, they felt something they had never experienced before: shame. Their innocence was gone. They hid from God, realizing they were exposed. And here's something that often gets overlooked. The knowledge of good and evil wasn't just about information, it was about separation. Before, they relied on God to define right and wrong. Now they had taken that power for themselves. But without God's wisdom, that knowledge became a burden, one that led to suffering, pain, and ultimately death. But here's the most incredible part. God already had a plan to restore what was lost. When He expelled Adam and Eve from the garden, He wasn't just punishing them, He was protecting them. Had they eaten from the tree of life after sinning, they would have lived forever in a broken, fallen state. Instead, God set the stage for redemption, a plan that would one day lead to Jesus, the one who would reverse the curse and bring humanity back into perfect communion with God. So why did God create the tree of knowledge? Not as a trap, but as an invitation to choose Him freely, an invitation to trust His wisdom over our own. And today we face a similar choice. Do we trust in ourselves or do we trust in God's plan? Because just like in the garden, the decision we make changes everything. And if you want more powerful Bible stories, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell.